And now for the next presentation, the NSCAA All-America Award. Here to introduce this year's recipient is the Chief Executive Officer of NSCAA, Joe Cummings.
Thank you, Ray. Before beginning my prepared remarks, I wish to take this opportunity to thank a number of people for helping to make today happen. First off, thank you to Steve Veal and John Mayer for permitting me this opportunity to introduce Sir Alex. A very special thank you to Martin O'Connor, Jason Ferguson, Lynn Laffin, Charlie Stilitano, Frankie Campagna, and my dear friend Tom Meredith. Each one has contributed to this very special moment at this convention. A number of years ago, an Olympic gold medalist was asked how he had achieved such success in his athletic career. How was it that he had become a champion? He responded with the following words: "To do anything faster, longer, or better than anyone else in the world takes a singleness of purpose, an intense dedication to one's own thing, and a firm resistance to the boredom of doing that thing over and over again." These words capture for me the essence and excellence of Sir Alex Ferguson. First is his singleness of purpose. When discussing his success at Manchester United, I heard him once say that he was the coach of Manchester United, but that was but one part of Manchester United, for the club was so much more than him. Manchester United was the staff, the players, the supporters, Old Trafford, and all the Manchester United fans around the world. He described his responsibilities as managing all of that and stated that every decision he made only in the best interest of the club and all those groups. He had a laser focus on this singleness of purpose. During his last home game, "My Way," a song made so famous by Frank Sinatra here in the United States, was played throughout Old Trafford. There are some parts of the lyrics that perfectly capture the man we honor today. "I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway. And more, much more than this, I did it my way." Sir Alex Ferguson displayed with distinction an intense dedication to one's own thing, doing so his way. And finally is the ability to resist the boredom of doing something over and over again. Imagine the level of success he enjoyed for nearly 3 decades as the manager at Manchester United. How does one do that? Let me give you but one example. One day, I, along with my son Joseph and friend Tom Meredith, were invited to training at the Manchester United facilities. Training was to begin at 10 a.m. We arranged for our cab and arrived at 8 a.m., figuring we would meet Sir Alex in the lobby of the training facility when he came in, spend some time with him, and then head out to training. Shortly after we arrived, a security guard came down to greet us, gave us our visitor badges, and said he would bring us up to see Sir Alex. One of us stupidly asked, "Oh, is Sir Alex already here?" And come to think of it, it was probably me that asked the question. The security guard looked at us with indignation and said, "He is always the first one here, before everyone else." For Sir Alex, there was never boredom. He loved his job, every part of it. Before going out for training, we went into the cafeteria for breakfast. And as you may well imagine, everyone said good morning with different hellos. Good morning, boss. Good morning, gaffer. Good morning, Sir Alex. Now, you would expect that because of who he was. But here is where you realized how much he loved his job. He spoke to everyone and did so with such respect, asking them about family and friends, personal questions. You see, they were all part of the Manchester United family, and he wanted everyone to feel that way. He loved his job and those he worked with. And now, one more glimpse of Sir Alex Ferguson, and this involves time in his office. After finishing breakfast, he invited Tom, Joseph, and me into his office. At first, we declined, because let's be real here, folks. We were about to enter the office of the greatest manager in the history of our sport, and not everyone is afforded that opportunity. But in we walked. He said, "Sit down," which we did. Tom, Joseph, and I stole a glance or two, for we couldn't believe where we were. His office was divided into two sections, one with a couch and a couple of easy chairs, surrounded by memorabilia celebrating his excellence at Manchester United. The other part of the office was his desk, a flip chart, computer, and behind him, the windows that looked out on the fields. But his back was to those fields, so to see them, he had to turn around. So, if that was the case, what did he see when he looked straight ahead? As he sat at the desk in his office, on the credenza a few feet away were dozens of pictures, pictures not of Manchester United players or moments of celebration, but pictures of family, his wife, Lady Catherine, his children and grandchildren. So as Sir Alex Ferguson sat at his desk and deliberated over players' lineups and tactical decisions, he was able to look at those that enjoyed his successes with him, much as you all today are doing. My time in his office taught me a lot about this man. To really enjoy success, it must be shared. And Sir Alex visiting with us today reinforces this, for he is sharing his success with you. And you, as All-Americans, are sharing it with us. Sir Alex, we honor you today, but you honor us with your presence. I ask our esteemed President, Mr. George Perry, to escort to the stage the greatest manager of all time and our honorary All-American, Sir Alex Ferguson.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coaches, young kids that are out there, first of all, thank you, Joe, for that great presentation, for being up here. And it's only through Joe that I am here because ever since I retired, I've had many offers to be recognised for my achievements from countries all over the world. But you know, it's difficult to turn Joe down, very difficult. And his friend Tom Meredith, who I first got to know when we came out here in 2002, I think it was, our first tour. and the friendships remained ever since. And they've always been really helpful in terms of, it's difficult tours with players like United, and everyone wants a bit of them. There's a great publicity attached to them. But they looked after us so well, and it's a favourite place for me, and I always said that we should be in America all the time. That's the future. And talking about the future, I'd like to address the coaches, because, you know, it's a fantastic responsibility dealing with young people today, not just in the fact that the security of them. I see a change where young people today, they're driven to training ground, they're driven away from training ground, they're driven to school. There's a change in the environment. I don't know the last time I saw a young boy climb a tree, which was common when I was growing up, to climb trees, steeples, bridges, whatever. And of course, there's a change. And that responsibility lies with you to make sure that they are protected the proper way. But more important is the responsibility to inspire them. I look back in my life and I think of the times that teachers and boys club leaders, the boys brigade officers who inspired me. And you don't realize at the time, but later on, that you say to yourself, well, they wanted me to do well. That's why they inspired me to do the very best I could possibly do. And that's your responsibility for young people. A really big responsibility. And for the kids, I mean, a lot of kids are here today, I understand. Opportunity. Everyone wants to dream about being a footballer. There's no question about that. Not everyone does. But there is a roadmap for anyone who wants to get there. And there's two things about it. One is the God of labour, and it's called work ethic. You must have a work ethic to do well, and not just in football, in life. Absolutely no question about that. If you're prepared to work hard, it's a great starting point. And it's a talent. Working hard all your life is a great talent. And there's many great examples of that. And I think this week is probably the best example in Cristiano Ronaldo. That boy, he was destined to be a top player because he worked harder than everyone else. There was one day in the training ground, it was a Friday, pouring the rain. I said to him, right, and he'd done his half an hour with the rest of the players in practice. I said to him, right, in, game tomorrow, it's pouring the rain, the ground's soft. So I go into my office, look out my window, what does he do? He goes into the AstroTurf. I was beat, I couldn't say anything to him. That's how clever he is, and that's how determined he was to practice and make sure he's the best. And it's the word practice that you have to think about as a kid. Take the hours you can to practice. I know things are different today, but practice definitely makes a footballer. Anyone can play football. Anyone. You see every Sunday there's pub teams, there's grocers playing, there's all sorts of people playing a Sunday, leagues all over the world, but it doesn't mean you say they're footballers. Practice definitely helps to make you a top footballer. And for any young boy, that's got to be your aim, those two aspects of it. And I think that there's nothing wrong with dreaming. Absolutely nothing wrong. I had my own dreams. I got a letter from my school teacher when I went to Rangers as a player. She says, are you the same Alex Ferguson that said you want to be a top footballer? I was the only person in the classroom who put their hand up saying I want to be a footballer. Everyone was fireman, doctor, lawyer, policeman, the milkman, whatever. I was the only one. And I wrote back to her and I says, yes, I'm that boy. And we had adopted a great friendship for all the rest of our life. And I always look upon that woman as the first person to inspire me. I think parents, obviously, they give you the guidelines about life. My mother used to say, don't lie, don't steal, and don't be late. These are three things you always press, and I'm never late. There's no one in this room could tell me I'll be never late. And that is also a great discipline. And I think these are important aspects of your life for young people. So, lastly, I just want to thank you for this recognition. It doesn't matter how many awards that I've achieved in my life. Being recognized is the most important thing. And I think that gives me a certain satisfaction that the great years I've had at United and at Aberdeen, that I was recognised in a big, big way. And today I've got that. So I thank you very much. Thanks for your attention. I wish all the kids good luck and the coaches good imagination. Thank you.
Thank you so much.